Good afternoon. It's Thursday, April 17th, and this is Bruce Leonard Leans Left while it's still legal. Still legal today. How legal, we're not sure. Still legal, though. It seem to be creeping up closer and closer to telling us it isn't. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to start out again with this is America, so, you know, we're going to have shootings. And this time it appears 8 people were shot, 2 killed, 6 injured, and a shooter was shot and captured. Shooter turns out to be the son of a sheriff's deputy. Apparently, he somehow got, somehow got hold of her weapon and used it to shoot a bunch of people at Florida State University. And then there was another shooting in Dallas, so that I don't know all the details on that one. But as you know, in America, it's too many shootings at one time. You can't keep up with it. But here's the funny thing about it. The shooting happened in Florida State. Fucking camera. Shooting happened in Florida State. And right now, the Florida State Legislature, as we speak, is trying to repeal any gun safety laws that they have on the books. They're trying to repeal some red flag laws and other things. And it's amazing that we can't get this under control. I don't. We're the only country that has this problem. I mean, other countries have problems, but we're the only country that has shootings like once a week or more. It's hard to wrap your head around it sometimes. Why we can't do something about this? And I mean, the common sense answer is that we refuse to write any, gun safety laws. As a matter of fact, part of what the legislature in Florida is doing as well as trying to get rid of red flag laws and things like that. They're trying to roll back the age in which a person can buy a gun. That right now you have to be 21 to buy a long gun in Florida. They want it to be 18. It's insane. We're never going to get it. I don't think in this country. People are too ate up with the, they're going to take, if you let them write one law, they're going to come and take all your guns, Now, personally, me, being from Kentucky and from the Midwest, I'm not an anti-gun person. I have guns. I just always believed that they shouldn't be so easy to get. I don't see nothing wrong with the waiting period to get a gun. I don't see nothing wrong with the background check to make sure that you're not a criminal or some kind of a crazy person that probably shouldn't have a gun. But not this country. You can go anywhere, get a gun. Hey, Julia. And usually you can get a gun in like 5 minutes. You just say, hey, I want a gun. They say, just show me your ID. And then here you go. Would you like some bullets? I've always liked the idea of a waiting period because I said if you're really, really, really mad at somebody, right now you can just go buy a gun while you're mad and then drive out and put the bullets in the gun, drive to that person's house and shoot them. It's always been my contention that if you had to wait 5 days to get that gun, in 5 days you probably won't be as mad as you were when you decide to buy the gun. You might not even want the fucking gun. You're definitely not going to be still so angry you're going to drive right over to that person's house and fucking shoot him. Uh, I feel bad for this deputy lady. She's a woman. She's a deputy in Florida, and her son got her gun. They get a new. I didn't know this. I learned this today. When they get a new service weapon, they have the opportunity to buy the old one and just keep it. So that's what she did. She bought her old service weapon and kept it. And then I don't know where she kept it, but her son got a hold of it today and used it to kill 2 people and shoot 6 more. I don't know if she's going to get in trouble for this, or I mean, I don't know. That's also a tricky situation, isn't it? Like it's legal to have a gun, but what's your responsibility when you have children? To make sure that these guns aren't accessible to your children. I'm not sure. Like they charged those people in Michigan, and I believe they charged those people in Georgia with allowing their child to get a hold of a gun and shoot a bunch of people. I believe that's a case-by-case basis. I mean, let's say you have a gun and you have it locked up, but the kid knows where it is and he knows how to open up the lock. He's an older kid. He's not just now. If you leave your kid or gun out, like you hear these stories like a toddler got a gun and shot somebody, or shot toddler shot himself because he left the gun laying around on the table somewhere. Like, now that person should get in trouble. If you have toddler children, you shouldn't have loaded guns laying around your fucking house. But guns are in America. Guns, I mean, like it or not, they're part of the fabric of the culture of America. Everybody has a gun. And usually they have guns, hidden all around the fucking house sometimes. Like I said, when my stepfather passed away, I came home to help my mother. I did not know to look around the house. There might be guns laying all around the house. And his daughter was over here, and she has a little boy. He's about, I don't know, 12 maybe. And he found a gun just in the recliner, fully loaded. I didn't even think to look for it. Like, I'd already been here for a couple weeks. Like, I didn't know there was a gun there. But the little boy found it. Luckily, he didn't pull it out. Or he just said, "Hey, I found this gun," and so we were able to get it. But I mean, that's how accidents happen. It was fully loaded with one in the chamber. He could have very easily pulled it out and could have went off. These are questions. They're difficult questions. That's one of the reasons why we haven't done that much about it. I think is because it's a complicated issue. Yeah, you should be allowed to have a gun. It's in the Constitution. But I don't think it's in modern times, the way it's written in the Constitution is like, come on, so you have a militia and go fight the government. Like, you're not going to do that. The government's got drones and tanks and missiles and shit now. Like, you're not going to fight them. I mean, if you do fight them, you're not going to fight them head on. It's going to be like, guerrilla warfare, right? But otherwise, they'll just blow the shit out of you, like I said, with a drone or missiles, tanks. So it's not like, you having your little fucking pew pew. You're going to fight the government. It's not going to be a very long fight. Like I said, this is why you can't have this conversation, because most people, like everything in America, it's an extremist argument. You're either like, everybody's got to be able to have a gun and get one whenever they want, and no infringement whatsoever, and anything else is tyranny. And then it goes all the way to the other side where people are like, you shouldn't be able to have a gun at all, and and I don't buy into that. I think that you should be able to have a gun. People like to hunt. People. There's all kinds of reasons to have a gun besides, shooting a bunch of people. Self-defense in your house. Yeah. I saw something like that. Julia says, funny thing about it is Democrats are for proper regulations in support of the Second Amendment, but now that we're a fascist country, Dumb-Dumb's administration will be the ones coming to take them away. I did see something like that where Pam Bondi was talking about basically an extreme red flag law that, if they deem you to be dangerous in any way, that they come and take your guns. And nobody said a thing. That's how you know that we're off the rails. I said, because, and why the two-party system is horrible, because the two-party system forces you to extremes. It's like I was talking about the other day. Like, this whole entire situation has pushed me farther to the left than I've ever been, because the alternative is being a fucking Nazi. Now you have regular people defending Nazi policies. Like, this is where we're at now, And I'm proud to say, I'm glad to say, I shouldn't say proud, I'm glad to say that even Joe Rogan's kind of come to his senses and it's like, hey man, this whole dragging people off to El Salvador is a little bit fucking crazy. Everyone deserves due process in this country, period. Because without it, like I said, you're the next person they're going to drag off. Or you might not be, but you could be. And if they have their way, you have no way to stop them. It's wild. So let's go back to Abrego Garcia, I guess. He's still there. A senator from Maryland, I can't remember his name, I can't remember his name. Anyway, he went down there and spoke to the vice president of El Salvador, who did tell him that the reason why they're holding them there is because Trump is paying them to hold them there, which is what we knew all along. This whole we can't get them back because they're El Salvador. Like, you're paying El Salvador. They work for you. It's a bullshit argument, okay, and always has been. And everything they do is a bullshit argument. I don't know if you saw what they did yesterday. Instead of, address the facts of the case, they just went out and found some woman whose daughter was murdered by an immigrant and just bring her out. Yeah, Van Houten. Thank you, Julia. Yes, Senator Van Houten from Maryland. He went down there. At least somebody's doing something, But here is what I find odd. They let him go down there. They let him have a meeting. He went to the prison, but they wouldn't let him inside. And meanwhile, all these Republicans are inside there taking pictures and shit. But they wouldn't let him inside, and they wouldn't let him visit with him or speak on the phone, which makes me nervous that these rumors that you see on the internet that, the reason why they don't want to really bring him back is because he's dead. The more that we don't see him, the more that we don't hear from him, lends more credence to the theory that maybe he's dead, and the reason why they're fighting so hard, because now it's a whole nother can of worms if he died. And here's the other thing that I don't understand. Now, believe me, I'm not diminishing the case of Garcia, but there's hundreds of people that they took down there that day, and none of those people, none of them got due process. None of them had a hearing. None of them, they didn't show evidence, and then CBS and New York Times both tried to look into these people, and from their findings, they said 70% or more of them don't have criminal records, most of them here or where they're from. And you're telling me these are gang members? They're not gang members. They're just dragging people off the street. Anybody who's an illegal alien. Now, and like I said, if you talking about you want to deport people, that's one discussion. But just dragging people off to some dark black hole prison and putting them in there for basically a life sentence is not cool. No matter where you're from. You know, it's not cool at all. So, of course, the Trump administration, this judge is trying to make them follow the Supreme Court order that says to facilitate his return, when after they tried to hem and haw about what facilitate means or doesn't mean. Then, like I said, instead of addressing the facts of the case, they just brought this woman out. And then they said a bunch of lies and said, oh, the courts have found that he was MS-13 and then this and that and the other. And it turns out that's not what it said at all. Even in the files they released, which tells you, like I said the other day, when Stephen Miller stands in the Oval Office and says that the Supreme Court ruled 9-0 in their favor, when they clearly didn't rule in their favor, means you can't believe a fucking word any of these people said. They lie constantly. Like I told you, they live in a manufactured reality. And when they lie constantly, like I told you, the real world doesn't line up with their bullshit reality that they've created for themselves. This is what they do. They try to just jam it in there, you know, like, oh, well, 9-0. Julia says, where are the college students they've kidnapped? I'd like no answer to that also. I believe that they're all in Louisiana, in the ICE facility there. The Turkish girl from Tufts and the guy that they fucking grabbed at his citizenship meeting. Did you see? I mean, he's at the meeting. They say, oh, you got to come here. You got to do it right. So he came here, right? He did it right. He had a visa or whatever, and then he became a naturalized citizen. And then he was in the process of becoming a citizen, doing it the right way. And they come to his citizenship meeting and grab him and drag him off. Why? Because he's involved in the... It's not about immigration. It's about speech. They want to get rid of anybody who's pro-Palestinian, anybody who's involved in organizing protests and speaking out against the atrocities of the Israeli government against the Palestinian people. And that's what it's about. Because like I said, that's what I mean, is they talk all the time and they say all these things, but they don't mean them. Like when they say, oh, Christian saying, well, we only want people here that love us, that love America. And these are the people who are shitting all over the values that make America America. And they're telling you that they're the ones that love America. They don't love America. Those flag pins and all that shit, it's all bullshit. It's a theater. They're pretend patriots, but they're really fascists that want to destroy the government the way it's set up and set up their own government. And they're white supremacists who believe that they are the true, what do you want to call it? Rulers of America, or whatever you want to call it. And anything else is not true. And so, therefore, when they say that, they probably believe it. But what they're talking about is their white supremacist vision of what America is, not what America is. So, of course, Trump, here is the good news, though. I have good news. Trump tried to appeal the order, or this judge is trying to facilitate this guy's return. The Supreme Court ruled 9-0 that they have to follow this order. And so Trump files another appeal trying to block the order to the District 4 Federal Court of Appeals. And here's what they said. This happened right before I came on the air here. This is a quote. They say, "We shall not micromanage the efforts of a fine district judge attempting to implement the Supreme Court's recent decision. It is difficult in some cases to get to the very heart of the matter. But in this case, it is not hard at all. The government is asserting a right to stash away residents of this country in foreign prisons without the semblance of due process that is the foundation of our constitutional order. Further, it claims in essence that because it has rid itself of custody, that there is nothing that can be done. This should be shocking not only to judges, but to the intuitive sense of liberty that Americans far removed from courthouses still hold dear. Thank you. Thank you very much. Period. Stop. Fuck you. How about that? Now, what can they do? I don't know. What happens if Trump just keeps stonewalling and say he won't do this? I don't know. But I didn't know this. Old man Chuck Grassley was at his town hall the other day, and a bunch of white-haired people were yelling at him. Talking about, you gonna let him ignore the Supreme Court, break the Constitution, blah, blah, blah. There are people out there who understand what's going on. And who understand, like I keep telling you, this is not a left or right issue. This is a human rights issue, and this is an American freedom issue. Okay? Due process is the fundamental thing that keeps people free. Yeah, Costello says, I've been telling people not to come here. And Julie says the same thing. Yeah, I mean, it's already happened. There's already a cratering of tourism. We said that. I said this on the show the other day. They estimated it will cost the economy $90 billion. The lost revenue from tourism, from people not coming here. No one wants to come here, and that's not to talk about what he's doing to the economy. Okay. If you're not paying attention, the Dow is down again today, almost 600 points. The dollar, if you're watching the dollar, I saw a thing today. I should have saved it for you. I'm sorry, but the dollar is at its lowest point since the 1990s right now. Other countries are selling off their U.S. Treasury bonds and buying gold. What I think is going to happen is what I said in the beginning, that Trump is going to drag us into a corner alone. And the world, which has been using the dollar as its base currency for my whole lifetime. I mean, I don't remember when the world started using the dollar as the most as a base currency. But what's going to happen is these countries, they're going to buy enough gold, and they're going to go back to everybody's going to sell off all their treasury bonds and buy gold, and like I said, they'll put us in the corner, and they'll take the world off of the dollar, and everybody will go back to the gold standard, the way it used to be. Which, if you ask me, that's a better thing for the world, because right now everybody has fiat currencies, and fiat currencies are fiat currencies. And, they can go up and down, the bottom can fall right out, because they're not backed up by anything. And that's the real problem. See, people don't understand. China said it in a press release perfectly. See, Trump's like, you don't have the cards. Trump don't know what cards he's holding. He ain't holding no cards, because America is a house of cards. Okay, they said, we've been borrowing money to finance our system of living, a higher standard of living than we really should have, because we just be borrowing money. Our standard of living is not based off our GDP and all that other shit. It's based off of borrowing money. And like I said, if all these countries sell up our treasury bonds and shit, all our debts will become due. That's why the dollar's going down. Dollar will crash. Dollar won't be worth shit. That's going to fuck me up because I said whatever little bit of money I thought I had will be worthless. I mean, I laugh, but I mean, it's all you can do is laugh about it. There's nothing to be done, you know. I've already decided as soon as I'm able to, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And I used to say, oh, Canada's too cold. Well, it ain't too cold now. It's like just... or maybe I moved to Japan, or... I want to move to Canada because I still do comedy, I think. They have comedy clubs all over Canada, so... and I have a guy that say get me into them. So if I can go up there and tour the clubs, I'll just do that. I'll come down here whenever I can, but I don't want to live here anymore. I really don't want to live here anymore, especially if people are going to allow this to go unchecked, because after this, it's just going to get worse. That's what I said. This right now is the moment you have to take a stand. If you let them take away due process, they're gonna start, and then Trump was in the room. I don't know if you saw that. Trump was in the room. Yeah, I wish I could too, but I can't. I'm stuck here, Julie. As I'm sure you are too somehow. I'm obligated. I mean, I'm not going to leave my mom all alone. I'm not going to do it. I mean, I wouldn't do it when the country was good. No, I'm not going to do it now. I'm not going to leave her alone in a fucking fascist hellhole. Like I got to fucking prepare myself to defend our house and do whatever, because I also believe I ain't never been a doomsday prepper. I know a lot of people who are. And I ain't never been a doomsday prepper, and I'm not going to be. I'm not going to buy a bunch of canned goods and shit like that. But I am getting ready. I said, I got some guns. I got some bullets. I just bought a samurai sword, because you can't be in the apocalypse and not have a sword. I mean... I've always wanted a samurai sword. I was like, fuck it, now's the time. Don't be cheap now. You might rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Because, like I said, if the world goes to shit, guns aren't enough. You need hand-to-hand weapons. You need everything. What if you run out of bullets? Or what if, someone knocks your gun? Or what? Who knows? You got to think of all the scenarios. Sword has fucking always been a good option. But yeah, I got some guns. I have some handguns. I got one bolt action, like sniper type rifle that my stepdad used for deer hunting. It's got a scope on it so I can shoot long distances. All I really need is a shotgun. I'm gonna buy that next. I'm gonna have all that stuff. I told my friends, I'm not doomsday prepping, but if the apocalypse comes, I'm gonna treat it like a game of Fallout, where you like start with just a couple things, and then you kill people and take their shit as you go along, You gather the things from the people that you kill. I don't really know how I feel about the situation, because that's it. Half of me is, I think I can survive. I've always been a survivor. Julia says I won't last long, but I got handguns and I'll go down fighting, that's for sure. Yeah, but don't count yourself out. Yeah, and when that shit hits the fan like that, that's the only goal, is to survive. I mean, that's the point. It's like, well, you just survive as long as you can, and yeah, and take out as many of them as you can on the way, That's what I said. I have mixed feelings, because part of me is like, I don't ever want to conceive of that happening. I don't want to have to think that I have to kill somebody, because I don't want to do that. But there's the other half of me is like, I'm fucking sick of this shit. Sick of these motherfuckers. And if this is how we're gonna do it, then I'm gonna take some out. As soon as they blow that whistle, it's like, all right, game on. Like, a lot of these motherfuckers, I said, they talk a big game and they think that left people are weak. And I'm here to tell them that ain't the fucking case, bro. I am far from weak. Just because you're a decent human being and a good person doesn't mean you're weak. That's the myth of the whole right-wing mythos, that they're like, you have to be an asshole to be strong. And being an asshole doesn't make you a strong person. It just makes you an asshole. Look at Donald Trump. He's an asshole. He ain't strong. He's not a strong person. He likes to act strong. He's fake. He's a fake tough guy. That's what all these guys are. And they think that liberals are like dudes with dresses on. And like, I'm here to tell you that ain't the case. Got a lake. That's nice. Now you live out there. Where you live out? Indiana? Out by like South Dearborn or something? My friend lives out there too. Morris Hill, I think. He's got a lot of property. My dad's got property in Brookville. That's what I said. We got the schoolhouse. It's pretty set back off the road, so no one can really sneak up on you. There's a big hill that you can go up on, scope rifle or some binoculars. You can see people coming. But who wants to live like that? That's what I'm saying. When we can just impeach this motherfucker and get rid of him. That's what I don't understand. They keep acting like, oh, they can't. That's what's kept them from doing that throughout the history of the country. The same thing as Nixon. Oh, we can't impeach Nixon and send him to jail for what he did because that'd tear the country apart. Look at this country. It's already torn apart. It's like, you're not going to... Letting these guys get away with crime is even worse. At some point, somewhere, the system itself has to put its foot down and say, hey, if the Republic wants to Constitution stay relevant in people's lives and freedom exists in America, then the system's got to stand up for itself against these fascist fucks. You impeach that motherfucker and you take him out of office. And then, yeah, J.D. Vance will become the president, and that fucking sucks. But he'll have seen the message. And if he gets out of line, you impeach his ass too, and you just keep removing these motherfuckers until they get the fucking idea. And that's what has to happen. And I said, if you get 10 Republicans to fucking turn, you could do it. They should impeach him, remove him from office, and then he should be subject to the crimes that all the shit that he had thrown out because he became the president should all come back. And he should go to fucking prison where he fucking belongs, where he should have been before he was even president. At least if they impeach him, remove him, he can never run for public office ever again. And that's what needs to happen, like tomorrow. Because not only is he doing all this other shit, I said, he's crashing the economy. He's destroying the world. He's alienated every single one of our allies. He's made NATO basically irrelevant. He fucking sucks up to Russia all the time. Yes. Plus, I don't know if you've noticed this, but J.D. Vance, Julia says, I think J.D. Kochfucker will relent under enough pressure from Congress. Yes, well, that's the other thing. If they have a Democratic Congress, they can block anything that he tries to do. So you impeach Trump, remove him, let fucking couch fuckers sit there for 2 years or 3 years or whatever, and like I said, be basically neutered, and then you vote him out of office. The Republican Party should be banished, like in its current form. And I don't mean like Hitler type banish where you go, they're banned and they can't be a party, but I just mean people just stop voting for these motherfuckers. If this is what they're going to be, if they're going to be a Nazi party, then that's fine. But no one should vote for them, and they should never hold public office because people didn't vote for them, not because you banned them. See, that's the other part. I don't know if you've noticed, but what they're doing right now is everything they've always said that Democrats do. Like right now, they're using the IRS, or Trump's using the IRS to go after Harvard because he made a bunch of demands on Harvard and told him basically that he wanted to sit somebody there that would oversee every decision that they made and what they taught and what they didn't teach at Harvard. And they told him to fuck off. And then so he was like, all right, I'll cut off or he said, do this or I'll cut off all your money. And they said, fuck you. And I don't know if you know this about Harvard, but they have a lot of rich fucking alumni, and they don't really need that money. Besides, the money that they were getting wasn't really even for the running the university. It was for funding all the research that they do there, medical research and all this other shit, science. And Trump don't care about that. All he cares about is whatever he can use as a weapon against, people he doesn't like. So, and this is the other part, is there's a systematic war they have going on with the universities because they, I don't know if you know this, if you follow the right wing, but they've always been like, college campuses are a bastion of communism and liberal brainwashed indoctrination factories, even though Steve Miller went to Duke, and look at him. They go, they censor conservative views. There's all kinds of fucking videos of Stephen Miller standing outside of somewhere in Duke fucking screaming and yelling about immigrants fucking 25 years ago. This guy's always been fucking nutcase. And no one ever shut him up. That's how he's got to where he is. Anyway, so they told him to fuck off, so next, he's like, well, I'll take away your tax-exempt status. They use the IRS against them, which is what they always said Obama was doing to them. They use the Joseph Goebbels philosophy of, like, accuse them of the things that you're doing so that people don't put two and two together that that's really your plan. You go, well, look what they're doing. And then as soon as they get a chance, they do the exact thing that they say they were doing. And then if you call them on it, they'll say, well, we're only doing that because they was doing it. But then you go, well, show the evidence that they were doing it. Well, we don't have any. It's just like what they did with Garcia that night. Rather than, like I said, address the facts of the case, which is that he was never adjudicated to be a member of MS-13. The only thing they have is some kind of confidential informant who already they had shown to be unreliable. It said that he was a member of MS-13 chapter of New York, and he never lived in New York. Not to mention he doesn't have a criminal record or any kind of known association with them. How about, Julia, how about them trying to strong arm England and saying you won't do trade deals with them, they will stop their support for LGBTQ. Yeah, and well, I don't know if you saw that, but the UK Supreme Court ruled just yesterday, I think it was, or the day before, that a woman is a woman and is only a woman, and so basically trying to legislate trans people out of existence, and I don't know if they did that because of Trump, but or like I said, J.K. Rowling made him. J.K. Rowling paid off some judges. it's this whole thing about I don't understand that either. Like that, there's been trans people since the beginning of time. Now, and you can try to legislate them out of existence or whatever. They're not going away. It's just like gay people. They tried to pray the gay away and all that other shit. They keep gay shit off TV because it might make people gay. It's like let's pretend they don't exist. The Westboro Baptist Church, remember them? They walk around with the God hates fags signs. It was like, God also hates assholes, you fucking jerk-offs. Like, it's unbelievable. There was another thing I saw today. Something about Easter. I was at work and they were putting together all these, I work in a store, a higher end grocery store. And they have these catered meals. So, the rich people are lazy, they don't want to make Easter dinner or whatever. So they call in the store and we fucking put together a meal for them. So there's like 50 bags on the floor and they all got big ass hams in them. And I was thinking to myself, come on, man. It's like, you can't tell me that wasn't intentional. That Christianity was like, oh yeah, you Jews, you're going to celebrate Passover and all that. Yeah, but you don't believe in Jesus. Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to eat fucking ham. Shitloads of it. Smell that pork, you fuck. It's like, you can't tell me that it wasn't intentional. Well, it was all the other holidays we eat turkey. But on Easter, ham, motherfuckers. You can have that fish in a jar. You smell that pork? Yeah, that shit ain't kosher. It's like a thumb in the eye. The Christians to the Jews. It's like, oh, you don't believe in Jesus? Well, I'm having a big piece of fucking ham. I don't know. That's how my brain works. I'm like, I think the man says I read a book with straight characters that turned me heterosexual. Yeah, exactly. I have a bit where I'm like, it's like, you never hear a guy go, I never thought about blowing a guy. But I read this book yesterday. The description was so vivid. I thought I'd go out and, found out I'm still not into it, I'm just not into it, bro. Oh, Julia says she's a bad Jew. She loves bacon. Oh, you can't eat bacon and be a Jew? It's like the Amish guy I saw with solar panels in his fucking yard. Dude, just get a car at this point. It's like, you're not... That's a half-ass commitment. You're going to be a Jew, you got to follow the rules. You can't have no real bread. You got to eat only crackers. You got to eat that fish in a jar. And that's one thing about Jews that I never understood. They say, oh, we're God's chosen people. But yet, God gave you all these rules so you can't be happy. It's like you got to wear this big giant woolen suit in the middle of the desert. And you can't have no seafood, no shellfish, nope. You can't have no real bread, only crackers. You can only have this fish. You can have fish, but it's this, wherever this nasty fish in a jar is. It's like, no good food. Like, it's like, the only Jewish thing I ever had that I thought was really good was what's the name of it? It's like a mashed potato hot pocket. It's like a pastry crust filled with mashed potatoes. What's that called, Julia? I used to remember knish. It's called knish. It's really good. It's like I said, it's like a mashed potatoes, it's like a hot pocket filled with mashed potatoes. Fucking delicious. But the rest of the Jewish food I ever had was like, what? Like matzo ball soup. What the fuck is this? It's a soup with a big dough ball in the middle. It's like a broth, chicken broth with a big dough ball just sitting in the middle of it. That wasn't terrible, but it's like, come on, man, this is not. It's like latkes. I don't know what latkes are. No, this was called a knish. I had it in. I got it in New York. Believe it or not, they sold them at the Giants game. That's where I discovered it. I went to the see the New York Giants play the Dallas Cowboys when I was in New York one time, because I like to go to all the different stadiums. And I was looking for something to eat, and I'm walking around, and they had this stand. And the stand, and the guy was selling it was Jewish food, and yeah, it was some knish. So I was like, "What is that?" And it was like, "It looks pretty good. Let me have it." It was like, it's like a pastry crust, and they put mashed potatoes in it. And no, I'm not saying. See, Julie's like my mom made awesome matzo ball soup. I'm not saying it's terrible. I'm just saying it just seems rather like basic. It's a broth with a ball of dough in it. The only Jewish shit that's fucking amazing is the deli, bro. The sandwiches, fucking bangers. Which I never understood that either. Could you explain that to me? You know how to have bread, but you go to those delis, they got like kick-ass rye bread and shit. What the hell is all that about? That's leavened bread, right? I know it's to leaven and not leavened bread. You know, like you got flat bread or crackers. You know, you can't have. Oh no, I know the potato pancakes. They have those at Izzy's. You go there. You go to Izzy's Deli here in Cincinnati. They have. It's been here for as long as I've been alive. Yeah, they got the corned beef. You know, they got the Reuben, and it all comes with the potato pancake. Yes, that's good. It's delicious, yes. But and then they give you a packet of sour cream. Yeah, you put it on there. It's fucking it's good. But that's what I'm saying. Like the potato-based dishes that the Jews make, pretty good. The sandwich. What the fuck is that fish in the jar? And it's like they also got some bad shit. It's like, what the fuck is this? Lentil beans, or as it was lentil beans. I'm not a big fan of the lentil. Okay, so there you go. It's made with rye, not flour, so they can have rye. But see, that's what I mean, though. Don't you feel like it's an odd rule that God decided to tell them, you can't have flour? Like, it just seems random and weird. I have always, it's like, to me, religions, especially the ones that have the rules like that, like let's say like Amish, like, okay, you know, Amish, yeah, God doesn't want you to use technology. And you gotta wear this uniform. They always have a uniform. Does it have to be in a jar? Yeah, it's called gefilte fish, but I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's like pickled fish. I've just always seen it. I've never even tried it because it looks fucking gross. Yeah, it's just fish in a jar. It's sitting on the. Yeah, exactly. Like, because it looks nasty as fuck. As a person, I love pickles and shit, but it's like, dude, when to put fish in a jar, room temperature, just in whatever that fucking brine is it's in, I think, yeah, it just seems gross to me. And again, I like fish. But yeah, the Jewish people eat a lot of lentil beans. I mean, I laugh and make fun of them. Like, but I make fun of all religion. I think religion is fucking stupid. Like I said, again, like that God has all these rules, different rules. You know, well, for you people, it's like, here's the rules. And for you people, here's the rules. Unless the king decides he wants to get a divorce, then we start another religion, you know, where divorce is okay. It's like religion is just a tool. It's used to control people and to keep people in line. And that's all it is, man. Don't even get me started on the Mormon shit. That's like, God's like, God gave me these message on the tablets. Yes, it's whitefish, carp, or pike. Yeah, it's whitefish that they pickle somehow and put it in a jar. And sometimes it has like carrots or something in it. Like you can see it's got vegetables of some sort. It just looks nasty. Gefilte, I've always called it gefilte, but gefilte, it doesn't really matter. It's fucking gross. It's disgusting. And the kosher thing too is like, it's weird. It's just like real Muslims gotta have halal. You know what that is? It's where like the meat that they eat has to be killed a certain way for God. They gotta slit the throat and bleed them out, because that's what God wants. It's like, seems pretty fucking brutal. It's like, he's a good loving God, but you gotta slash the throat and drain out the blood. Julia, yeah, bagels with cream cheese and lox, yeah, it's delicious. Smoked salmon on a bagel with the cream cheese, yes. That's why I said I'm not banging on Jewish food. They have some good shit. They also have some nasty shit. But everybody has that, you know. Every place has something nasty, except for maybe Italy. It's like Italy just seems to be like most of the food is pretty good. I can't think of something Italian I ever got that was gross. I'm sure there's something, but I just haven't found it. But I'm saying all the Italian food I've ever tried was mostly pretty delicious. Same as Mexican food. Like Mexican food. Even menudo is good, which is, you wouldn't think, because it's a soup made out of cow stomach. Like if you told me here's some cow stomach, I'd be like, But that menudo soup, pretty good. It's like, I didn't find out till after I ate it. It's like, what is this? It's menudo. What's in menudo? It's like, tripe. The tripe. It's like, I used to work in the meat butcher department, so I know what that is. It's like, what? Cow stomach? Yep, cow stomach. What? Well, gotta say it was pretty good. Same as lingua. Tongue. I used to work in the butcher shop. I used to see the cow tongue. And I was like, oh my God, that's fucking disgusting. And then I went to the taco place. This is years later. And it was like, give me one of every taco. Want to try them all. Lengua, what's that? I didn't know. And then I ate it. It was like, man, this is pretty fucking good. And they're like, yeah, it's tongue. I was like, what? Oh, yeah. Lengua. You never go to a taco stand if you don't know. Lengua is tongue. And it's delicious. But again, if you would have told me, like, oh, it's tongue. I'd be like, ew. When I've gotten older, I'm more brave. I used to watch that show, Bizarre Foods. And that guy, he'll fucking eat anything. And so I was watching that show a bunch of times and seen him eating all kinds of fucking weird shit. And sometimes you go, oh, that's fucking gross, you know, but it made me realize how timid I was about food and how many barriers I had thrown up mentally. That, like I used to think sushi, raw fish, ew, that's disgusting, you know. And then I had a girlfriend and she was like, no, you really should try it. Like, let me take you to this place. So we went to a really nice place and got this boat. I had all the different kinds of sushi on it, even octopus and shit. And I started trying it, and I was like, hey, you know what? It's not what I thought. And then that helped too, to make me realize. I said, you throw up all these mental barriers to prevent you from even trying things. You know, you have like a preconceived idea. Not all sushi, sushi is not raw fish. Not all of it, but some of it is. Nigiri, sashimi, that's raw fish. They just cut the tuna up and give it to you. They have this thing called tataki. That's delicious. It's not quite raw, but what they do is it's basically a raw steak like tartare, except they take a blowtorch and they brown the outside of it, then they cut it into slices. But it's basically raw beef. Yeah, see, and she says, I've never had the raw fish. I love sushi so much. Dragon roll all the way. Yeah, and that's. Sometimes they have, it's not fish. Some like California roll is like that fake crab, and so it's not really fish. And then some rolls are fried, even deep fried, and some of that stuff's pretty good too. But if you just get nigiri, sashimi is just slices of fish. Raw fish, like a tuna sliced into slices, and they just give you the slices. That's what sashimi. And then nigiri is where they take the raw fish and they put it over the top of the white, little balls of white rice. And those are raw fish. Philadelphia roll is basically raw salmon with cream cheese. And then you get into all the, they got all those different kinds. Yes. Well, that's with the rice and the vinegar mixture. I like I like all of it, really. But I'm saying there was a time when, she said she loves eel nigiri. That's a raw eel, man. Just cut it up. It's like, nothing wrong with it. It's good. I'm not really a big fan of the eel. I like the salmon and the tuna better. I even like octopus, shit like that. Pretty good. Squid, scallop. That's good. I like pretty much any seafood, but I don't really like eels, and I don't really like what are those spiky things? I tried that. Urchin. Sea urchin, not very good. But I like oysters, clams. I'll even eat raw oysters. Another thing is, I would have never. 20 years ago, you said, "Oh, you suck this raw oyster." I'd be like, "Fuck you." But again, pretty good. Put that hot sauce on it. And it's like, pretty good. There's But that's what I'm saying is that's something people do. Yeah, fried squid. I love that. That's one of my favorite things. Again, I think Italian. It's like the Italians, man. That's one thing the Italians do know is how to make some good fucking food. It's a thing that people do. Like I said, you put up these barriers to prevent you from trying things or experimenting out, and you can extrapolate it all the way out to all. People don't. They're scared, and of course, yeah, it's scary, but the alternative is that you don't do anything. I saw that here. You go, oh man. My dad's friend, for example, is a great guitar player. Really good. When he was younger, he was really good, man. I mean, you could turn on anything, and he could figure out how to play that in 5 minutes. And sound like it. Like, he's a really, really good guitar player. And a lead player, and do all this stuff. And he never left here, man. All he ever did was play in these cover bands and shit. And you're like, man, why doesn't he go to L.A. or Nashville or something where he could become a guitar player? But people don't leave here, get trapped here. It's like a quicksand, or, you know, and the fear of leaving keeps them here. And that's one of the reasons why I said when I got older, I was like, I'm not doing that. I realized when I was 17 that the things I wanted and the life that I wanted, I could not achieve here. Now I could go out, maybe achieve that, and then if I chose to, I could come back here and live, but I would have my career established, and I could. Once you're established in like show business, you can live wherever you want. You got an agent, and you know there's lots of actors that don't like Hollywood. And they would, like Jeff Daniels lives in Michigan. You know, he came back to Michigan, but he went to Hollywood to become an actor because that's where you go. So when I was 17, I didn't want to be a comedian. I wanted to be a rock star, so I left. I went to. I didn't go to LA. I went to Florida. I was like, I'm gonna go to Florida because they had a pretty good music scene, and I had a friend down there. And like, I'm gonna go to Florida and figure out how to be in a rock band. And I did. I would have never been able to do that here. So I did that for 10 years, lived it up, and then I came home. I was like, the idea was, here's how you know that it's a trap. The idea was, my friend left Florida. My roommate in Florida, we all decided to leave at the same time. We just didn't renew our apartment lease and let it expire. And he went to Los Angeles. And I was like, I'm going to go home, visit my family and shit, maybe stay for a year, and then I'll come to LA. And then I came back here, and then I didn't do that. I stayed here for 10 years. Now, I started another band, you know, with my cousin John Questel's significant other. So I still played in a band and shit here. But I stayed 10 years. And then I started doing comedy here. And I must say this. I started doing comedy here, and I achieved a pretty modest level of success for someone who was just in Cincinnati, Ohio. Like, I fell into a lot. I mean, everything worked out. For once, I got lucky. Everything was working out and lining up, and I was climbing the ladder, and then I would start opening up for Hedberg and shit. And yeah, bang, Hedberg. So I got lucky. Everything was working out and lining up, and I was climbing the ladder, and then I would start. Hedberg died, so that stopped that. And then I stopped doing comedy, and then tell him I said hello too. I will come visit, I promise, soon. We just have to work out when I can do it, because I would like to see your property and all that stuff. But anyway, so I stopped doing comedy. It was just a fucking bummer, and then I wound up running this, or getting back into music and running this music club and blah, blah, blah. But then I realized again, it's like, well, if I want to do something, I got to get out of here, you know. And so that's when I went to, I went to Charlotte first. Because I had a pretty good job, and they were willing to transfer me. So I transferred to Charlotte, but then there was no comedy. And I was like, well, I didn't come to Charlotte to be a manager in a grocery store, you know, like, I came to do comedy. Once I realized there was no comedy, it's like, I gotta get out of here. And that's why I went to Las Vegas. And going to Las Vegas is one of the greatest things I ever did. Everybody knows me in Las Vegas. And I was right in the middle of all the entertainment going on. I was working security and working stagehanding, and I said performing all over the fucking place. And I'd still be there right now if it wasn't for all this. But that's the point, you know, life happens to you. And you gotta adapt. So I had to drop all that, come back here, take care of my family obligations. And And that's why I'm doing this. Because, like I said, I was sitting here losing my mind. I was like, I'm losing my fucking mind. I gotta do something. I do have some couple gigs booked to do some stand up, but they're few and far between now. For a minute. Gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta keep going somehow. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. It's been an hour. Daniele was like, hey, you don't have to do an hour. Don't feel like you gotta do an hour. Like, and it's become like I'm not even really. It's an hour. Doesn't seem like it. It's like I'm getting used to doing this. And I hope it's still entertaining. Hope I'm just not like, I'm getting pretty good. This is just me fucking talking. Anyway, that District 4 appeals court decision gives me hope. I said the courts are holding up this situation, and they're going to try to get these people back, or at least get them. That's what I'm saying is, after this has happened, there's hundreds of people there, and none of them got a hearing. We need to look at all those people. Who's down there? What about the gay makeup artist guy? He's not a fucking gang member. Like, are we really going to leave these people to rot in a black hole prison in a third world country for the rest of their lives for doing nothing other than being in America without a green card? We do, Julia. My gigs are with Lee. The ones I have coming up. We've been friends for a long time. But he had a fucking widowmaker heart attack. You didn't know that? He just had triple bypass surgery, so he's been out of the game for a minute. And yeah, the things I have done, a lot of them since I've been home, I've done with Lee. Me and Lee do. We're cool. I said I've known him for a long time. But I mean, like, getting back to it. Like, I probably did 1,000 shows the last 3 years. I mean, I've done a lot of shows, man. I don't know about 1,000, but 500 at least. I ain't counting, but I was on the road for months at a time, doing 3-4 nights a week for 2 years. The first year was sporadic, so it wasn't all the time. It was going out for a couple weeks here, a couple weeks there. But for the last 2 years before I came home, I was on the road more than I was home. Me and Athena was driving around the country in a car. I got to see the whole West and all the Black Hills and all the things that I've always wanted to see. That's why I said, if anything, I have come to the St. Louis region. Yeah, I was there. I was in St. Louis, not just like a year and a half ago. I didn't see you there. No, I'm going to try to. I got a friend in Iowa. He's telling me to go out there as well. I'm going to try to make it happen. I got to coordinate it all. And plus, I can't be gone for long periods of time. So I have to do it, 1 week or 2 weeks. And I got this fucking job now, so I got to use my vacation time and all that other shit. So I have to really plan it. Plus, this guy wants me to go to Canada, so I'm probably, this year, I'm probably going to use all my vacation time to go to Canada. Because I get established in the chain up there, comedy club chain, and then I can go up there and tour. That's the plan, hopefully. That's why I said I'm in the process of trying to get a passport and all that shit. Although I'll probably get there, I'm probably banned for that too. It's like, oh yeah, but you're that Bruce Leonard guy. Banned. It's like you can't have a passport. Either that or they'll say, here's a passport, and once you leave, you can't come back. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Julian. I didn't even mean to bring that up. It's well, like I said, life happens to you, so you just roll with the punches, man. That's all you can do. So that's it. I'm doing this instead of touring, and when I do go on the road, I'll figure out a way to do this remotely. I'll do it with my phone or something, like in a hotel room. I won't stop. Once I started this, I said, now this is something I have to keep doing. But I'm not a quitter, Once I start doing shit, I do it. I'm a focused person. Some girl that I used to talk to, she was like, man, you're the hardest working person I've ever seen. It's like you're always doing something. It's like, yeah, you're always doing something. If you're an artist who has and you're not making a living doing your art, then you have to have a job, and then you have to also stay focused on your art. So I've never been a person to just sit around and do nothing. You can fall into that rut real easy. I was doing that here, just sitting around doing nothing. It's like, man, this is driving me fucking crazy. It's like, I don't know how you can just sit around and not do nothing. Anyway, but like I said, the District 4 court decision gives me hope. We can't forget about these people, man. This is a real tragedy. These people should be in The Hague. I hope to see you too, Julia, in person sometime. I really do. We'll figure it out. I put in for some gigs. I'm on this email list, and he's always sending me stuff. And he had some stuff on the west side of Indiana, like Evansville and some other place in June. So if I get those, maybe we can meet somewhere, because that's kind of close. Evansville is right on the border of Illinois, so maybe we can make that happen. Anyway, let's not forget about these people. I said we can't leave them there. This is really a crime of humanity, really. And if you ask me, Stephen Miller and that fucking Holman, or whoever the fuck his name is, Christy Nome, these people belong in The Hague, really. I'm not kidding. They're the ones that need to be sent down there. They like, oh, you want to act all tough, and then you're going to send people to prison. Well, you're the ones that need to be going to prison, because this shit is not cool. Anyway, I'll be back on Saturday at 6 o'clock, and hopefully Daniele will be here with me, because he was not able to do it last Saturday, so I'm pretty sure he will be here on Saturday. But I'm not going to guarantee it, because I haven't spoken to him. But he seems to like coming on, so hopefully we'll have Daniele. And remember, I am Bruce Leonard. This is Bruce Leonard Leans Left. I will be back Saturday night, 6 p.m. And hopefully Daniele will be here with me. And please take care out there. Be safe. And we'll see you on Saturday. Thank you.